Hello, festival goers of the internet! I'm the Festival Finesser, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about a festival that is very popular among the bass community. It's known for having very heavy acts and even crazier back-to-backs, and that festival is Ever After. I attended this festival in 2018 and 2019. In 2020, we were all affected by the pandemic, so it didn't happen. In 2021, Canada was still affected by the pandemic, so it didn't happen, but they are back in 2022 with new dates at a new venue and a super stacked and just fresh, crazy lineup. So in this video, we're going to be talking about all the information and take an in-depth look at the lineup after the intro.
Can I get a year?
I'm the Festival Finesser.
Canada Finesse Gang, Ever After fam, can I get a year? What is good, everybody? Welcome back to another video. For those of you guys who are new here and do not know me, what's good? I'm the Festival Finesser. This is my channel, a channel that revolves around music festivals and live music going experiences with a focus and concentration on dubstep and rhythm. If you're not following me at a festival, probably following me at a show in New York, Philadelphia, maybe Maryland, sometimes even Virginia. Basically anywhere I go, you guys are coming with me. And if you're not following me at a festival or show, probably sitting with me here at this desk, getting life hacks, trick tips, festival reviews, lineup reviews, EDM news, controversial debates, and any other words of advice I can give to you guys to make sure you can have the best festival going experience possible. Now today we are talking about Ever After Fest 2022, as I mentioned in the intro, as you can see by the title. But before we get into the lineup, we have some things to talk about because we have some new information with this year's festival. It has new dates, usually it happens in June, and we have a new location, which is, I don't even know where it's at, but it looks fucking sick. You know, with Ever After Fest, I've never camped because you weren't allowed to have re-entry once you were in the festival. You couldn't go back to camp, and that was always a turn-off for me. So it always kind of felt like a city fest for me, and even going to the fest, it kind of feels like a city fest because it's on concrete, and, you know, there is some grass, but it's not like, it doesn't feel like you're in a field, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't have like that camping, Okeechobee, Electric Forest, Dance Festopia kind of vibe, because it's I don't know, it just has like City Fest vibes. But the venue this year makes it look like it's going to be one of those vibey camping festivals, because I see a lot of grass when I type this venue on Google Images, and it's about the same distance. I'm pretty sure it's still in Ontario. And like I said, it's this year. It's not happening in June. It's happening in August. And that works for me because I don't have anything planned for August. Usually Moonrise is the go-to because that's the only thing I really know. But this festival is well worth it to drive. I looked it up already. It's 8.5 hours. So we can definitely send it. Maybe we'll camp. I don't know. There's not too much information on the website regarding camping. But tickets are on sale. Right now, general admission tickets are $235 at Tier 1. It's also important to note that this price is in Canadian dollars. So if you're buying in the US, it's going to be a little bit cheaper. And the loyalty sold out at $180, which is not surprising me because this lineup, like I said, is fucking crazy. And they have been away for 2 years, so everybody wants to come back because, like I said, this is a big dubstep festival, and it brings out people from all over because the lineups are always fucking crazy and very unique. So, and while we're on the topic of tickets, I do have access to tickets, and I'm promoting this festival through Pollen. So if anyone is thinking about going or knows someone going, definitely send them my way, and I will get you a link so that we can make sure that we both can go to this festival and have a stellar time. So now let's talk about this lineup because this thing is fucking insane. I gotta pull it up real quick because I'm unprepared as usual. Alright, here we go. Ever After Music Festival going down August 12th through 14th. 3 days in Canada. And what's actually interesting about this lineup that I noticed is it says acts listed by set time. So what you see here, you know, your top is your headliner, your last set, and your bottom is your first set of the day. So this is what the set times are going to be, or this is the order, I should say, of what the set times are going to be. And now it's just a matter of waiting for the set times to see how long these sets are. So you'll also notice it's kind of divided each day. There's like 2 different columns. That's because that's 2 different stages. And I'm pretty sure they have a local stage. They had one in the past. I don't see why they wouldn't bring one back now, especially with all this extra length it looks like they have. So the one side is dubstep, the other side is house for the most part. So we're going to take a look at the left side first on Friday. We have Slander headlining, and then on the dubstep side of things, we have Sudden Death back-to-back Eptic, which is, again, right off the bat, a crazy back-to-back, very unique. Sudden Death brought out Eptic at Lost Lands. And that's all I really know about the Sudden Death and Eptic kind of like connection or collaboration. I don't know if they have a song out. They very well possibly could, and I'm just not aware of it. But maybe it's some unreleased shit, some ID. But again, with the back-to-backs, bro, Fun K's back-to-back Midnight Tea, that is fucking insane. That is going to be as heavy as it gets that weekend, I feel like, man. Like, I don't think you're going to be able to get much heavier and crazier than that. And that's just on day one. Like, they are trying to hurt us early. Next up, we have Yoltron, who has been in the scene for a minute. And every time I see him, there's always a little bit of everything. There's some bouncy, some heavy, some weird, some trap. And but most of his releases, I feel like, are very kind of like hard dancey, like jumpy and just high energy. That's the kind of vibe I get from Yoltron from his releases. Next up, we have Fox Stevenson, who is in more of the melodic dubstep side of things. Same thing with Ace Aura. I'm pretty sure that is melodic as well. So some more melodic, chill stuff earlier on in the day. And then we have the Hotel Lobby, who I'm not familiar with, so I'm not going to speak too much of on that. And then for Friday on the house side of things, we have AC Slater, who is just a legend in the house scene. Noisy, who has been making a lot of noise for the house community. House Loads, which is Dub Loads' house project or his house alias, and it's fucking so sick. And I really fucking back the House Loads project. And next up, we have Nostalgic, who I'm not that familiar with. And Cardiac back-to-back House of Panda. I've seen on a couple lineups, but I'm not that familiar with as well. But being on this side and having House in the name, I would probably imagine it's going to be a House back-to-back. And that wraps up Friday. So some heavy back-to-backs, some heavy music, and a little bit of melodic and a really stacked house side of things as well. And now moving on to Saturday, we have Rez headlining, and then moving down the bass side of things, we have Liquid Stranger, who is, you know, the Wakan father, obviously. Then we have Noisia, who is going to be bringing some drum and bass, some dubstep pioneers, some OGs, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be one of the last Noisia sets, so definitely something you're going to want to check out, at least experience a little bit of. And then we have Virtual Riot. Not much needs to be said about this dude. He is a dubstep don, a definitely, you know, a living legend, and just can make anything, can play anything, and his sets are just always vibey, you know what I'm saying? And you get a lot of original Virtual Riot tunes and a lot of unreleased IDs and edits, and it's always fresh with fucking Virtual Riot, you know what I'm saying? You never know what you're going to get, but you also kind of know what you're going to get at the same time, and it's always just a fucking treat to see Virtual Riot. Next up, we have Company, another heavy addition to this lineup, another one of my favorite acts, and another artist who is very underrated. Every time I see Company, he's always, I feel like, lower than he should be on the lineup. He's pretty fairly placed, I feel like, in this lineup, but definitely expect some heavy shit. Definitely expect some doubles, which I highly salute Company for doing that. He's one of the only few dubstep DJs that I can see noticeably who doubles, and I really respect that because not many artists do. Next up, we have William Black, who I'm not that familiar with. I feel like he's more melodic, and that's why I don't know him all that well, but I have seen it name in a couple lineups, and I feel like it's melodic, but I could be wrong. If anybody wants to enlighten me in the comments, feel free. Next up, we have Calcium, who I'm very familiar with. Love Calcium, love the sound. Very bouncy, very high energy. Got to see an all-original Calcium set at Big Dub, and it was a fucking treat. So many tunes I had never heard. So many songs that I just feel like would never be released, and it was fucking sick. That video is on the channel if you guys are interested in checking that out. Under Calcium, we have Champa, and this is an interesting artist because he is an artist, or interesting for me, I should say, because he's an artist who doesn't make dubstep, but I felt with all of his releases, he is a more kind of like trappy, weird bass kind of artist. I guess I could be wrong with the trap side of things. Trap always confuses me. I don't know why. I put him in my book bass category respectably when I'm DJing, you know, organizing music, and I just like his sounds. They're different, kind of, I don't know. I just really fuck with Champa, and I feel like that's a nice early set. And then ending it on the bass side of things, here we have Stoned Level, and I personally think should have had this switched, have Champa start out the day with like some chiller vibes, and then work your way into the heavy side of things, because Stoned Level is gonna throw the fucking down. I saw him at Lawson's for the first time, and again, this is another DJ who doubles, very high energy, very crunchy, very heavy and stompy sounds, and expect some mosh pits early during the day, I would say. Yeah, just very creative mixing too. So big up to Stone Level. Now going on to the other side of things, this is like the house side, I guess. We have Dylan Francis, who doesn't really strike me as a house artist. Definitely a, you know, a legendary name in EDM. Next up, we have Side Piece, who I'm pretty sure is a big house DJ. But again, I'm not all that familiar. The only reason I know this name is from watching Emma Capote's videos. So shout out Emma. Next up, we have Dr. Fresh, another legend in the house community that I'm familiar with. And I actually got to see him at Electric Forest with Vibe with Aid. Shout out Aid. Next up, we have Corrupt UK, man. Saw Corrupt UK at Lost Lands as well. And that was the only house that I saw. And I went out of my way to see this dude. And it was just so bouncy, such a vibe. And I just love that UK garage sound. I think it's called like Garage Line or something like that. But it is just that UK sound. It's bouncy, it's dingy, and it's like fun. And it's just definitely think about checking that out, especially if you're a house head. Just really cool, like, bass house energy. Next up, we have Hunter, who I'm not familiar with, or Weska, or Damie's house, so I'm not going to speak on that, but I would imagine those are house artists if they're falling on this side of the lineup on Saturday. And then wrapping it up on Sunday, we have a fat back-to-back, Zed's Dead back-to-back Subtronics. I'm not sure if this is the first one, but if it is not, it's still going to be epic. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy. This day doesn't even have a house day. This day is the fucking, like, is the death day. You know, like, we have Zed's Dead back-to-back Subtronics, we have Void, we have Marauder, and then we have some chiller tunes in between to give us a little break, I feel like. We have Peekaboo back-to-back Blunts and Blondes, and we have Boogie T back-to-back Dirt Monkey, and these back-to-backs are so, I just feel like, perfectly well curated. Yeah, Boogie T back-to-back Dirt Monkey is kind of cliched and everyone kind of sees them together, but Peekaboo back-to-back Blunts and Blondes, they're gonna mesh really well, and obviously Boogie T and Dirt Monkey do too, that's a given, but those two back-to-backs, I'm definitely excited to see those. And Peekaboo back-to-back Blunts and Blondes, I'm actually really hyped for, especially in between all the chaos, just a second to kind of like vibe out. That's going to be fucking sick. And then we have some interesting artists underneath those two. We have Arm & Hammer and Eprom, and I feel like these artists stand out. They don't belong, respectfully. You know, like, there's just, this lineup is crazy dubstep, crazy bass, and we have a house artist and an experimental artist, and maybe that's some scheduling stuff, but those are the black sheeps for Sunday. And but yeah, two also like very well respected artists in the community. If you don't know of them, you should definitely check them out. And then we have another crazy back-to-back, man. Sunday is so stacked. Might not have the crazy back-to-backs like Friday, but we have, actually, yes it does. What am I talking about? Look at this shit, bro. We have Hesh back-to-back Hole and Shivers back-to-back Blank Face. We have Olive Oaks back-to-back Frankie Nuts. Like, damn, bro, they're playing no games this year with the comeback, you know what I'm saying? Hesh back-to-back Hole is going to be fucking crazy. I thought we were getting treated at Forbidden Kingdom with that whole set, but a whole back-to-back Hesh, y'all fucking know this channel fucks with Hesh. Burner Posse out here, fuck shit records. And then Shivers back-to-back Blank Face, bro. Rhythm. Chop season, bro. You got Papa Choppa and the fucking Dom, bro. The Butcher. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be fucking crazy. And just, let me take a breath. Let me chill. Oliver's back-to-back Frankie Nuts, melodic dubstep, known for the melodic dubstep, and that's going to be a vibe as well. Under that, we have Reaper, who I have only recently heard of. I saw him on a flyer. He was playing a show opening up for Kazel that I attended with Phase 1 and Space Laces. That shit was fucking crazy, but I didn't get to catch Reaper, unfortunately. Under Reaper, we have Lays, the fucking homie. Shout out Layla, doing big things right now, playing all over the fucking United States. And now, going off into Canada, international. Big ups, Layla. And then we have You Said Beefla, my boy Dan, who has been supporting this channel before he was wearing a banana costume. You feel me? Like, big ups to Dan. He has fucking been killing it, making mad noise. And, yeah. Canadian native, you know what I'm saying? So big up to see him on a big festival like this. That is massive. And then we have Level Up and Sippy, who are two females, both making a name for themselves in the dubstep scene. We have Arias, a dubstep duo, or I guess you could call them a bass duo, who I actually found out about through social media and Instagram. They were just doing some kind of trendy stuff. I saw them. I thought their remixes were really dope. Checked them out on SoundCloud, and they have some really cool remixes, a really cool sound. Not so much heavy, but I think that's going to be a vibe early on in the day. And then we have Arkin, who I'm not that familiar with, and that is that, man. This lineup is fucking crazy. The back-to-back, Sudden Death back-to-back Eptic, Fun Case back-to-back Midnight Tea, Zed back-to-back Subtronics, Peekaboo back-to-back Blunts and Blondes. I'm talking so fast, I'm sorry. Hesh back-to-back Hole, Shivers back-to-back Blank Face, Boogie T back-to-back Dirt Monkey, and Oliver's back-to-back Frankie Nuts. Not to mention Marauder, Void, House Load, Virtual Riot, Noisia, Liquid Stranger, Company, Lays. Like, what the fuck, man? Slander, Rez, this shit is fucking stacked, man. This is everything you could want or need. You got some weird, a lot of dubstep, some crazy back-to-backs you're probably never gonna see again. Like Hesh back-to-back Hole, you are not seeing anywhere else this summer, bro. You could quote me on that. And the same thing, Funkcase back-to-back Midnight Tea, you ain't getting that at Lost Lands, bro. I promise you. So, yeah, man, this lineup is fucking crazy. Big ups to Ever After, and it's looking like Ascend, man. I have nothing going on in August, and it's going to be dope to be back at this festival on the new grounds. And, yeah, so like I said, if you guys need tickets, hit me up. If you guys have any camping experiences to share, let me know in the comments. And, you know, maybe we'll be camping this year in Canada. Who knows, man? This festival is looking like they made a big step up, made a lot of improvements, and it's looking like it is going to be a whole fucking vibe in Canada yet again. So thank you guys for watching on the Festival of Finesser, And I'll see you for the next one. That's it. Peace.